it's Monday and we are back on your screens. Welcome to Training SA. We have a great week planned for you. Today is World Teachers Day, and as Training SA, we salute all the teachers out there. My name is Alma Smith, and guess who's back? It's Loot Love in Bantwini.
How you doing? Such an honor.
I love that you have the wave and he's barking at the same.
I mean, it's hip hop.
You can't say King Loot
what
and
it
not
do, baby?
What it do?
I mean,
Come on. And she's got the regal wave down as well. Mable, you're rocking a lot of white. Are you really feeling the season now?
I'm feeling very zen. I am feeling very compact. I'm feeling very put together.
And he was on a rooftop this weekend with some live music happening. So it's almost like COVID didn't happen. Nah. Okay. I'm dragging you just a little bit. Let's get into the trends.
And this weekend belonged to the Navy, as we the stands say. As Rihanna.
Not the Navy.
No, you can't say Navy, you have to say Navy.
Navy.
Okay. Then you're a real one.
All right.
Rihanna hosted another star-studded Savage Fenty fashion show. The show featured models such as Bella Hadid, I'm talking about Suju, as well as Willow Smith, and our very own South African plus-size model, Bantwini Rameti, joined forces with Rihanna's Savage Fenty line as the official South African partner. Congratulations, Mama. Bantwini announced the good news on her Instagram page with some sexy fire images. Shoo! I so wish, girl, pass the bag this way. I mean,
What got my attention?
Yes.
What got my attention was that this year, Rihanna enlisted Christian Combs. Now, I can't say Pete Diddy because I'm old. It's Puff Daddy's son to co-design the entire Fenty men's wear. Don't you just love how Fenty caters for everyone? I mean, look at this. I love how Rihanna is actually in the bag.
Yes.
Because if you are a fashion designer and you really want to make money,
Yes.
you would understand that smaller people are not the ones with the money. It's us. Or put Madlisa, or put Maningi, or put Take It All. This item was the first item to actually sell out. That means we've got the money. You guys just look pretty in clothes.
wow.
Let's turn it in.
Why am I taking an ad? Like, what's happening?
And even men on social media came out and said, we are so glad to actually be represented, because normally it's women that are crying about representation.
100%.
Not we like to see, some of this and a bit of that,
But I think that the big thing for me is that not all women want a six-pack.
100%.
Not all men
And-
want a six-pack either.
But also, you don't want to put your head on a six-pack. Like,
Yeah.
that's a rock.
But
Do you know what I mean? You just need like a cushion. Like you need.
But that's why we talk about soft
we love
life,
this.
guys. We talk about soft life. Soft life means you need to lay on something soft. Kube nemali.
Okay.
All right. So I always see when designers are designing they're designing suits.
Yes.
And I'm just like, you need a suit for us, big people. We struggle to actually find suits.
Right,
It's
because when you're smaller, you have more options.
we have
you
more
can
options.
go anywhere, right?
You can go anywhere.
I
So
get it.
make more clothes for us. We implore you designers out there, make more clothes for us.
That's the one thing that's iconic about Rihanna. In every move that she's made in terms of business, she's shaken up the industry from makeup into fashion now. She keeps turning it around. But also she's getting into a lot of trouble today with the Muslim community because one of the songs that she used in the Savage Fenty show had a verse from the Quran. Which is Islam and Hadith. So everybody's quite mad right now, not happy with her, and she's gotten into trouble with the community before for wearing a hijab and posing somewhere where she shouldn't have.
She
So
must-
on this part, it's a bit complicated.
Listen, she
Yeah.
must just apologize.
Yeah.
Has anybody checked on Trump? Elma? Is she on your DMs?
Yes,
Is he on your
yes.
DMs?
He's not in my DMs, no. No, I also don't follow him. But I did
But
see
she
that
said
there
you
was...
blocked him, so how did you
Yes.
get there?
How did you block? Yeah, you.
Okay, we're not going there. But did you see how his doctor came out and said he's not on a ventilator? Then they said, has he been on a ventilator? Then the doctor goes, not today.
Oh.
Then they go, has he been on a ventilator at all? They go, well, not on Thursday either. And then they went, what about Friday?
No, but you see,
Maybe tomorrow. Maybe they have a plan for tomorrow.
the funny thing about this whole Trump thing is how he was in denial about it from the very beginning. Like, I've been scared of COVID, and I don't have any comorbidities. Right?
Comorbidities.
I hate that word. Why did they come up with that word?
He has many of those.
What
though.
is it?
comorbidity.
Oh, the comorbidities.
Comorbidities.
So, yeah, I don't have any, and I was scared. And this guy was not scared. He was spreading fake news, saying that it's a Chinese virus. Look at him in the car. Look at him in the car.
I'm worried about the person
Casually
in the front.
waving.
How
It's like, hey, guys.
how much hardship and danger pay is the person who is driving him around earning?
What if he's just living on the edge because his time is maybe...
Yeah, but
What if he's just... Because he's got the virus, right? So he's scared. So he's just like, let me just... One last wave.
Guys, can you imagine if he survives this? We are never hearing the end of him beating the Chinese flu. I'm just saying it's going to be a very long rest of 2020 if this...
Poor Biden. Poor Biden, who has to deal with a Trump that has survived COVID.
Okay, when we return, we have plenty more topics, and Thuso Mbedu joins us from the States. Wow, Mable. Welcome back. Mable is throwing so much shade on the stage. Crazy. We are still making the rounds on your timeline as well. And today's trends features the Minister of Communications, Stella Ndabeni-Abrams. She's become the latest high-profile person to, quote, get hacked. In a tweet shared by the Department of Communications and Digital Technologies, of all departments, Minister Ndabeni-Abrams' WhatsApp was hacked, resulting in confidential info being in the hands of third parties. The matter has since been reported to the police. What was leaked?
I can't wait to see. Is that okay to say? I can't wait to see what was leaked.
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
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 So basically for me, I just want to implore you, Minister Ndabeni-Abrams, please come through with your phone on Trending SA. We want you to come through and we will just check your phone and tell you what might be, sensitive and whatever. We'll look at it together.
Cool.
Yeah.
We'll help you through it. We'll hold your hand. We're here for you.
And we mean very well. And we won't take pictures of you being here if you don't want to be here.
Right. That's really sweet, Mabele.
I feel like I'm confused now and I'm not sure what he's offering.
So tell me, if you guys were hired...
Trust me, South African.
I can't deal with you. So if you guys were high-profile figures, what is the most risque thing that people will find on your phone if your phones were hacked?
Hack my players.
No, do not hack.
I think we would find nudes on yours.
Hi, nude. Okay.
You're not disagreeing either.
I just, my mother watches the show.
My mom's watching too.
Stop it.
I'm playing.
Oh my God.
Elma?
No.
DMs between you and Trump?
No, there's nothing weird on my phone. No one needs to hack
Donald
my phone.
Trump's
There's
DMs.
nothing there
Donald
to
Trump.
see. There's
Yeah.
also
So
nothing
whose DMs would we find?
You guys need to let this go.
Whose DMs would we find? Whose DMs?
I'm just going to have some of my water here.
So while she takes a moment to sip her water, the People's Choice Awards recently announced, and South African starlet, our fave Thuso Mbedu, was one of the nominees in the Best African Star category. She really has taken Hollywood by storm, and the odds are stacked in her favor to bag this award. We have her via Zoom to speak about this amazing moment. Thuso, welcome, baby. How are you?
Hello, Ninjani.
Sifili, it's so good to have you with us tonight. Congratulations.
Oh, man.
Thank you.
Where are you coming from, Thuso? What do you do?
I am in New Jersey currently, all across the ocean.
From Pietermaritzburg to New Jersey.
In New Jersey.
Thuso, did you have a feeling about this one? Did you have an inkling? Could you feel it coming your way?
No, never. Never, ever, ever. Especially because like with this year, apart from the quarantine, starting from last year, I was like fully focused on working on Underground Railroad. And so I was not being any type of way on social media or anything. I was trying to keep as much under the radar as possible, focusing on work, and that was it. So this was a complete shock.
All right, Thuso, you've got 2 Emmy nominations. Hey,
International Emmy.
You've got 2 international. You've got 2 Emmy nominations, which cement you as an African rising star. This award that you're nominated for, what would it mean to you?
That's what I think more than anything, it highlights the fact that the world is getting smaller and smaller, because I think this is their second year incorporating Africans within their nominations. And yeah, I'm listed with Abo Zozi, who is Miss Universe.
Yeah.
People from different parts of the continent. And so it just tells us that nothing is unattainable, The world is our oyster, honestly speaking now.
I love that. So you are nominated, like you mentioned, amongst amazing stars, including Thuso Mbedu, our Miss Universe. If you don't take it, who would you like to take it?
Definitely Uzozi. Definitely. Like sometimes I'm just like, oh, I can vote for her today. For real. She has my heart. And I'm like, I'm her biggest supporter. So
I
yes,
love
definitely
that.
Uzozi.
I love that.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Mama. I've been getting my 25 votes per day in, so I got you. I'm going to keep flipping between you guys. Someone from home has to bring it back. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
What can we expect from you? What can we look forward to in the next couple of months?
Well, in the meantime, we're in post-production for Underground. That's going to come out sometime next year. In the meantime, Mina, I'll focus on just being ready for whatever happens next, whether it be me struggling in the gym, working on stunts work, because, I want to do something actiony at some point in my life. I have no clue when that will be. And then just working on my writing. Yeah.
I love that. I really, really love that. Also, with that fire body, keep going in the gym, girl. You look great. You look great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having
Looking forward to
me.
seeing
Thuso,
Underground.
ngicela ungiphathele amanzi olwandle lapho eNew Jersey.
Ngoba nje abaseThekwini-ke nje abahlula ilutho usufuna ngizolanda abaseNew Jersey ngempela ekhona eThekwini angikho sure angikho nje sure.
Siyabonga sisi, have a good time.
So have a good evening. Bye.
She's a vibe. She's such a gem. So stunning. Just
I love when people come onto the show and they just give us good vibes.
Yeah.
And I'm always the person that's just trying to put out good vibes to the table, and then everybody's
when you're
throwing
judging us
shade
for not
at
seeing
me.
the auto cue, you're gonna make it about you.
Huh?
Do you have nominations?
No, I do have some nominations.
International.
And no, I've been nominated for in Gabonia.
Are you sure?
That's not a country. Literally, it doesn't exist.
Because so there was another trend.
Yes.
Elma, why must you know everything? Like everybody was ready to believe Gabonia. So there was another trend called Tito meets Zakes.
Yes.
Ne? So this trend started when Zakes Bantwini started tweeting the Minister of Finance about ghetto economic problems. So this is the tweet that actually started the whole thing.
Because Zakes is from the ghetto.
So, okay, day 2, it started with this.
Okay.
Then let's go to day 3. Day 3 says that, still asking for a 15-minute meeting with you, sir. I know I'm not Trevor, I'm assuming it's Trevor Noah, nor Maria, which is, I think, the Virgin Mary.
No.
Oh. Which one? Which one?
No.
Who? Which?
Okay, Emmanuel.
Oh, Maria. Oh, all right. And have no political connect or influential elder for that matter. I am Zakes, who was ignored by the apartheid system, asking you not to ignore me. 15 minutes is all I ask for. Tito meets Zakes.
Can I, for the record, say this is what Twitter was made for. You have a platform. You use that platform. You speak to the people you need to speak to. Zakes Bantwini, welcome to Training SA.
Thank you very much for training.
How are you? Are you good?
I'm good. I'm good. Hi, Lutz. I didn't know you were here.
I'm here now. Hey, what it do? So we just want to know, when you say ghetto-related economic, problems, what are you talking about? Can you give us like 3 specific ones that you are trying to discuss with Tito?
Poverty is one of it. Debts are one of that. And access to economy is one of them.
Okay.
Those 3 are the biggest problems for an African and someone who grew up in the township. When you go to school, you don't get your certificate because you are owing the institution. If you happen to get your certificate, you're looking for a job, they're hired because you are owned, you are listed. You want to enter an economy, buy a house or else, you are unable to be given that because you are told must go and sort out what you the when you are listed. I don't know what I forgot when you are listed where you are taken to your name. So all those problems are problems that I think are brought by a system which still perpetuates the apartheid system of neglecting African people. And still right now we have the like over, the youth, and still perpetuating that system.
All right.
Nothing has changed.
Yeah.
Zakes, who's your delegation? Because you are like umuntu lobola right now, and you can't go by yourself. So who are you taking as abakhongi bakho? Is Maple and Elma involved with loot? What's happening?
No, man, I know it's a public. I mean, it's a public meeting. Everybody wants to know what a does. I'm obviously taking someone. They were going to go with. I mean, he's a former CEO of development agency, Zakes, who's been someone that I've been engaging all along about that are affecting, especially the students. We've had 2-3 meetings in the rest of KwaZulu-Natal, trying to sort out the issue of student debt. And I think that's the reason why I'm taking with me there. And I'm hoping after that, probably going to have a very progressive conversation.
Yeah.
And just to map up the road that will say, I mean, it's not that I'll have like a solution if it happen right now, but I'm sure that, this is the beginning of something, and I'm still going to probably play there. I think waiting for the government is not going to happen.
Okay. Zakes, we are going to come back to you when you come back from that meeting next week, because we want to know what exactly went on. And please tell us, Suguti, what was for dinner, because you are crucial. In for a good time.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for chatting to me and just pushing this people meetings, because I think this is the conversation that is on Twitter, and it moves on to TV, and maybe it's going to get on to boardroom, and then it's going to get to the figures.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Zakes, for using your platform. Don't go too far. After the ad break, we'll be joined by UJ Vice Chancellor, Professor Chilitsi Marwala. Welcome back. You're still watching Trending SA on SABC3. Now, every generation needs thought leaders, people who steer the wheel and pave the way. Our guest tonight is Vice Chancellor of the University of Johannesburg, a man whose appointment spelt a turning point for the institution. He has since used his platform to spearhead conversations about equipping the youth with the necessary skills and tools to advance in a digital society. With the release of his book, Closing the Gap, the Fourth Industrial Revolution in Africa, he plans to challenge the status quo and shift mindsets, and I'm talking about Prof. Chilitsi Marwala. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm well, thank you. Welcome to Training SA.
Thank you very much
for the invitation. Such a pleasure to have you.
Yeah. We are glad to have you here, Prof. Prof, universities across the country have opened up to 100% capacity, and the academic year has been moved to finish in March 2021. As UJ, do you guys believe that you guys are ready for this?
Well, we are completing our academic year in November this year.
Oh, so you guys are more than ready.
We are absolutely ready. We completed our first semester on time.
Wow.
By June, we were done with the first semester, and we started second semester on time. And now we are ready to write an exam in October, November, and then we are done for the year.
Wow.
This seems to echo an interview you recently did where you said that students have adapted so well to digital learning that they're actually even doing better. Academic results have improved due to online learning. How and why? Because so many people are complaining about online learning.
It is because at the University of Johannesburg, we're doing what is called blended learning. So learning has always involved electronic learning. So the transition to fully online was actually very, very smooth because we already had the infrastructure and we had the culture to learn online.
Why do you think, though, they're performing better? Because it's a year during which we're all experiencing so much stress and obviously a lot of financial strain, many South African households really battling.
Well, I think it's because they are attending classes more people are attending classes than when we are on physical contact. So if people go to online platforms, we could have something called the Blackboard. We can be able to tell how many people go to Blackboard when they are back on campus. And we compare it to now, during lockdown, they are more on Blackboard now than before the lockdown.
Wow.
All right, Prof, you are into the fourth industrial revolution, right?
Absolutely.
Especially in a country where sometimes in Parliament they can't explain what the other revolutions were. But anyway, let's move on.
My pleasure.
Your book, Closing the Gap, ne? You talk about the fourth industrial revolution, but you were in the education space, especially in tertiary education, where students were on the streets over these past few years fighting for decolonization in their institutions. Do you feel that the fourth industrial revolution could be part of the solution for decolonization?
Well, absolutely. I think the fourth industrial revolution is important for the future. Without the fourth industrial revolution as a country, then we are going to be on the margins of history in the future. Very, very important. Inclusion of our languages into digital platforms. Google Translate does not translate African languages very, very well.
Very well, yeah.
Now, if we can be able to create technologies of the fourth industrial revolution to correct that, then we are meeting the agenda of decolonization.
That's a great
That's
way of
interesting.
thinking
That's
about it.
I've never thought of it like that.
Yeah, that is very powerful. Prof, I'd like to ask, in your talks, you speak about digitization. English. How are we as a society responding to it? Are we being receptive? Are we doing enough? Are we moving at the pace that you think that we should be moving at?
And absolutely. I think the digital connectivity in South Africa is very high.
Yeah.
There's almost virtually very few people who do not use some form of electronic gadget or another.
Right.
Yes, it might be a Nokia, but it is a digital equipment.
This is true, yes.
So we have done very well in terms of connectivity. The price of data is something that we need to deal with.
Yes.
And this will involve allocation of spectrum. Regulatory bodies must come to the party so that we can reduce the price of data. One of the things that I was told not long ago is that maybe we should say those phones like Nokia are no longer allowed in South Africa.
Oh, wow.
And the reason
so
for
that everybody can now have access.
Part of the reason is because as we have to move to 5G.
Sheesh.
Now, if our telecoms companies have to move to 5G, it will be more expensive if they still support 2Gs. And they will have to support 2Gs if people are still using a Nokia phone, those phones of the 2G era. So I think as technology advances, we have to have a last day in which you can use a device so that we can migrate our technological infrastructure to cater for the new technology that is emerging, which is 5G.
That is hectic.
Okay, one last question, Prof. If someone is watching now and feels this whole 4IR thing is a fantasy in a country with the economic realities we face, what would you say to people who are non-believers of this leap? How do you sell it? How do you pitch it to them? How do you convince people?
I think it's about increasing productivity. If we do not increase productivity of our industries will simply not be competitive. And like what happened to the shoemaking industry, jobs are just going to migrate to Asia. We used to make shoes, we used to make clothes. We no longer do that because we have not invested in the technologies of production.
Prof, we're out of time,
Yes.
and we would have loved to carry on this conversation with you. And you at home, please carry on this conversation.
100%.
And tomorrow we are joined by the Minister of Justice and Correctional Services, Ronald Lamula. Please do not miss it. It's going to be fun. Look, thank you for coming. Elma, thank you for coming.
See you
Thank me
tomorrow.
for coming.
Mwah.
Good night, South Africa.